Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dwina Asiawati. I hope that everyone in a good conditions. This time I'm going to deliver a speech on separating fact from fiction's climate change. Chris Messer once said, "What we do to the world forest is only a reflection of what we do to ourselves and to each other." The global warming that results in climate change is a serious problem for the survival of living things. The global emissions are the biggest sources of energy creations, manufacturing goods, and deforestation. On these occasions, I will present new facts of climate change that you have not yet noticed and how to deal with climate change starting in your home. I will focus on three things. First, the fashion industry in 2018 produced 4% of the world greenhouse gas emissions. Second, 80% of the world wastewater flow back into the ecosystem without being treated. Third, 2020 carbon dioxide emissions reached high concentrations. First phase, based on a report written by Global Fashion Ainda and McKinsey and Company, the fashion sector in 2018 responsible for 2.1 billion metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions, or 4% of the total global emissions. The study found that 70% of the study found that 70% of industry fashion emissions come from upstream activities such as productions and processing materials. And then second phase, according to the United Nations, 80% of the world wastewater flow back into the ecosystem without being treated or reused, and 44% of household wastewater is not safely treated worldwide. There's 1.8 billion people worldwide tap into potential sewage contaminated drinking water sources. Thus, consuming untreated water were at risk of contracting diseases such as cholera, dysentery, typhoid, and polio. Then, third phase, the annual report of climate conditions by the American Meteorological Society mentioned that there is a 6 to 7% reductions in carbon dioxide emissions as a result of limiting mobility during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the emissional carbon dioxide in 2020 reached the highest concentrations of the planet's surface in at least 800,000 years. Scientists have found that the rise in global levels of carbon dioxide over the last half century has tripled. The conditions result in above average temperature worldwide. 2020 global sea level temperature reached their highest levels, average levels of ocean heat to the most tropical cyclones in history. Everyone can help to restrict the climate change that can be started from home. First, energy saving at homes. Most of the electricity and heat are generated from coal, oil, and gas. Minimize fossil energy use by switching to energy efficient devices. And then second, Walking or cycling will reduce greenhouse gas emissions while also increasing independence. For long distance, public transportation could be used such as trains or bus. Third, increasing consumption of vegetables, fruits, and nuts and fiber meats and milk can significantly lower the impact of the environment. Producing vegetable foods generally produces fewer greenhouse gas emissions. And last but certainly not least, in conclusions, climate change occurs as a result of human actions, the effect felt by humans, and the humans have to fix it. Today, humans can only help to lighten the earth over the years. Feel free to start small, but it can affect to the earth. One tree seed you plant saved generations to come. Now you know fact from fictions. What's next? Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.